I don't need to review this mouse. Everyone who wants one will get one and probably already has one and doesn't need me to tell them all about it. It's a staple. It's a classic in the world of gaming mice. Sure, from an edgy, youngster, new age mice philosophy, it's bad. It's heavy, fat, old, its clicks are part of the top shell, it's got a palm grip style shape, it's non-ambidextrous, and it's wired. But it's a legend, and it's still healthily a firm and secure staple in the mouse world, widely acclaimed and widely loved. Literally, so many pros still use a variation of the Zowie EC1 or its counterparts, so much so that Zowie hardly even bothers to update the EC1 and still sells plenty of it. I think the last upgrade that the EC1 had was in 2020, where it had some lighter models, some glossy finishes released, and a slight sensor upgrade. So why and how does it stand the test of time and waves of trends so well? The EC1 has lasted so long for a main few reasons. There are a distinct combination of factors as to why the EC1, and by extension the Zowie mice, the rest of the line, has such a cult following. But for good reason, unlike Jared Leto. One is the focus on pure essentials, perfecting things that people actually do care about the most, while another is the fact that Zowie were kind of the first to be brilliant, one of the first mice to really get it right in the eyes of gamers. Another thing is that their competitive FPS affinity and audience means they attract a group of anally retentive, stubborn, stuck in their ways gamers that won't change their setup for anything at all, even by the slightest gram and millimeter, for this could disrupt their precious and fragile muscle memory, affecting their aim and their performance. Add all that to the fact that the EC1 shape and mouse is an all reliable that has been and will probably be here for years and years and years to come, and will unlikely ever really change all that much that it will disrupt these anal gamers' muscle memory. It's also unlikely to be discontinued, it's just not going to disappear. And because of that, you end up with a recipe in the EC1 and many other Zowie mice by extension for continued long-term recurring buyers and hence success. So how did the Zowie EC1 get it so right? First, well, the shape. The shape is something to behold in all fairness to the EC1. When I placed my hands to it, I instantly went, wow, this is really just naturally comfortable. Now, this is too big and heavy of a mouse for my style of aim to ever be a good fit. But it's absolutely such a nice feel in the hand, much like how when you sit in a luxurious Rolls Royce, while it's unlikely you want one because frankly it's impractical and you could never justify it, you know instantly the moment you sit in one why people love it so much and can justify spending that much money on it. Same thing with the Zowie, it's instant, you get why people love this so much. It's definitely an ergonomic mouse with its rather puffy exterior and size, and it has comfort grooves pretty much everywhere. On the right, there is a slight angle groove that's like angled 45 degrees downwards for your fourth and pinky fingers, and on the left there is a curve towards the middle that slopes inwards as it goes down, which is a very nice place for your thumb to rest. And there's slight grooves on the clicks going outwards like a pair of spread legs on top. Not like you sweaty gamers would ever know what that looks like. And the click position is about as high and mighty as a game commentary YouTuber sounds like when they are describing, well, literally anything under the sun. The palm support is super high too, which is expected for an ergonomic mouse, but it is not protruding or sharp angled, which means even if you rest your fat, full hand on it, it does not poke you and prod your palm like moms still do on Facebook. It's actually a very nice support. Now, in real world use, this translates to a shape that in my experience is, well, meant for bigger hands and for people who are using some variation of palm or aggressive claw grip, like a tilted side claw or a more forward leaning claw where your fingers are more towards the front of the mouse. A normal claw grip is possible if you are the second coming of Bigfoot with enormous hands, but for most, it's probably going to be too hard. That and the fact that the clicks aren't too good, especially towards the back of the clicky areas. Now, for one, the clicks are integrated with the top shell, which means we don't really know where the party starts or where it ends, and less clear and consistent clicks means it might be problematic for certain grips, especially if your click fingers are very at the back of the mouse. It is quite good though in the sweet spot, kind of front 3-4 centimeters of click region, and while there is a little bit of pre-travel and looseness, it's pretty crisp. The scroll wheel too is decent. It does have that 2008 Office mouse vibe and sound with a thick sound and a slightly stiff feel, but it is still pretty okay, and the spacing of the wheel between the steps is far further than I'm used to with more modern gaming mice, though it's frankly fine. The new EC1C has a more modern scroll wheel that has 24 steps as opposed to the current 16 steps on the EC1, but difference frankly is not that big that it's a big deal. How many times must I say big deal? Build quality is also pretty good with this mouse. Kinda expected with its weight, with no perceivable creaking anywhere, and the finish is a nice coating that is a fusion cuisine of matte and glossy, which should be relatively good for grip. Unless of course you get the CSGO EC1B, which is a glossy finish mouse that has a slightly wider at the front shape, though not a massive difference either. No RGB here is a nice touch in my opinion, and on the bottom you find the sensor and the small but pretty effective and smooth mice feet. The sensor here is a 3360 Pixart, a mini camera that should be more than enough for anyone, because if it's okay with major winning CSGO player, high reputation risk Boomich, yes, it's smell boom BL4, your complaints are frankly invalid. Also, down here you find the only two buttons that you really need for programming this gaming mouse, which is DPI and adjusting polling rate. It's super duper easy. No software, no stupid always on DRM that pummels you with advertising just so you can use your mouse in a perpetual stage of late stage capitalistic gaming mouse as a service fashion. Sorry, my synapses are a bit fried from certain green brands that exist out there. But basically, no gaming mouse software. Very good. It's straightforward, which means no matter where you use it, you can bring it to a LAN and not worry about dealing with settings and software. This means you can reset your PC, accidentally wipe your hard drive, and still have all your standard settings be all there, super consistent all the time. It's all very nice and reminiscent of older times where gaming used to be simpler, and also where the Zowie EC1 truly came from. And I think that's what the EC1 is and is truly about. That's why it got to the top and stayed there. It's simple but effective. It's straightforward with no frills, with an absolute laser focus on the essentials that Zowie believes to be the essentials, and with no fluff weighing it down, well, because it's already heavy enough at 97, 98 grams. It's a good mouse and a consistent mouse. And because it was one of the first mice out there to ever get it right, and because it stayed consistent as what it's been over the years, people buy one and just keep coming back for more because they know they can trust it. It's like a SteelSeries QCK, and if you want to know about the SteelSeries QCK, I made a whole video essay like a year and a half ago that I still appreciate as one of my best videos, so you can go and check that out, linked somewhere. So there, the Zowie EC1. I really didn't need to review this mouse, but at least you know now why it's been a success. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching. All love to you guys if you watched to this point in the video. Actually, if you click on the video, all love to you no matter what. And if you watched to this point in the video, comment David Zowie is a good musician, so I know you did. And you can get a little heart, maybe a bit of priority in the upcoming giveaway. Anyway, like and subscribe if you want to watch more videos, and questions in the comments or on Discord. See you guys around.